on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. everybody don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. Come on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. This Everybody don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this.
ice. It was a small ice surface as well. So, I mean, I appreciate the luxuriousness of the new buildings around the NHL, but I certainly miss the old school days of the Chicago Stadium.
Your dressing rooms were in the basement.
And they were in the basement, and that was funny in itself because we had to go down a whole set of stairs to get into the basement. And you look at the goaltenders and the players coming down there, the steps weren't big or anything like that. We had guys trip and fall, and I remember an old story where Tony Esposito was down there, and he caught his pad, and there were players in front of him, and it was like just a domino effect that everybody was falling down. At the bottom of the stairs was a big pile of players. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but it was, there was, it's the way it was. There was rats and there was cockroaches and in the locker room, and they'd spray it every time we'd leave for a road trip. And, you didn't know any better, and that's what it was, and you loved it, and you like this.
about defenseman William Lagesson and William Wallinder?
Just both those guys. And again, they've got size and they're smart. They're sound defensively. They're good offensively. They move the puck well. Again, the Wings a very deep organization on the blue line.
Switch ends for the start of the second period. Kopp will go in for the face-off against Frank Nazar of Chicago. Highly touted rookie as that puck is dropped atop the Red Wing logo. And we're underway second period action. Sider blows that puck around the boards into the corner in the Chicago zone. Kopp dumped it down into the corner. Rasmussen knocked off the puck. It's scooped up the left wing and out to center ice. In pursuit right now, that's Reichel moving in. Sends it across. Shot taken from the right side. That's blocked. Taking the drive was Nick Lardis, and the Red Wings will tap it out of harm's way and back down the ice.
And that block shot belonged to Maritza Sider. He was very effective as usual in the opening 20 minutes. Controlled Blake out. Long stretch pass by the Hawks. They are onside across the blue line. Another good defensive play.
Lardis tried to play it out in front of the goal, and knocking it down was Comfer, and now the Red Wings break out.
That's Christian Fischer coming back in deep and busting it up. He's a very, make it was JT Comfort. My mistake. Good defensive play by Comfort.
Puck rolls into the right corner. Phillips will pick it up. Isaac Phillips, the Chicago defenseman, rink-wide feed up across the line for Craig Smith. He's covered by Lagesson. Fights off a check. Lagesson does it. Comes back to Phillips at the line. He floats it in behind the Red Wing goal. Tarasenko calmly picks it up and wheels it ahead. Puck lifted by Detroit. Out to the Chicago line. Here's Comfer moving it to the left circle. Berggren with a chance, and Soderblom made the save. He went down to crouch position as Berggren tried to score to give the Red Wings the lead.
That's his second quality scoring chance of the game. Jonathan Berggren. The puck just seems to follow him in the offensive zone. Going to be a tough decision coming up against him. He's been in the NHL now for parts of last 3 seasons. Scored 14 goals 2 years ago as a rookie.
You know, Paul, we didn't talk about the former Red Wing Tyler Bertuzzi. He played in the game on Wednesday in Chicago. Didn't figure into the scoring, but now he's a Blackhawk.
That surprised me. You know, him going from Toronto to Chicago. I thought he might go somewhere else, but I thought maybe a team has a pretty good chance of contending for a Stanley Cup. But good decision by Tyler Bertuzzi, and that'll be a very good top line with Connor Bedard, Bertuzzi, and Taylor Hall.
Bertuzzi had 43 points last year in 80 games with the Maple Leafs, as Smith will intercept a Red Wing pass and float a backhand up the left wing out to center ice.
They have a lot of offensive weapons, but again, they're not that tight defensively, so that could be a challenge for head coach Luke Richardson and his staff.
Another player that should help the Blackhawks out is the former Hurricane player, Timo Teravainen.
Yeah, he's good, but you know, he played a lot of hockey, Ken, a lot of playoff series, and I thought he slowed down a little bit last year with the Carolina Hurricanes, and that's a team I think that didn't get better, got worse during the offseason, Carolina.
Wings turn it over, a shot by Gutman, and that one off a Red Wing player, deflected into the corner.
They seem to have a way to make things work out. They're very good defensively. And again, the power play was just horrific in the playoffs for Carolina. One of the reasons why they signed the Red Wing defenseman Shane Gostisbehere.
Nolan steers it up to center ice. Gavin Hayes to dump it in behind the Red Wing goal. Puck held in at the line by Crevier, the 6'8" defenseman for the Hawks. Now the Wings dig it loose and send it out to center ice. Alan Beck pedals into his own zone to settle it down for Chicago. These two teams will meet up twice this season. First meeting will be in Chicago, and then the next meeting here in Detroit. Wings open up the season on October the 10th against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. No score. We're in the second period. 2 minutes and 50 seconds gone by. Lombardi checked off the puck inside the Blackhawks zone by Zach Sanford. Sanford tapped it up the left side, out to center ice. Joey Anderson deflects it into the corner in the Red Wing end. Tuomisto stops it behind the Red Wing goal, outlets it out to Amadeus Lombardi up the right wing. Flips it out to center, in over the blue line. Radcliffe with a shot on goal. Save made, Soderblom. Hawks didn't clear it out. Now it comes over to Tuomisto into the right circle. Now he sticks it down into the corner, and it's intercepted. Sanford will pick it up and get it back. It's chopped to the side of the Chicago goal. Korchinski quickly gets those feet moving and moves it out to center ice. Sanford to dump it into the Detroit zone using the left wing boards. Tuomisto took a chop at it. Now the Wings come racing back. Rasmussen. 3-on-2 over the line. Quick feed. Fisher drops it back. Now moving in. Lagesson with a chance, and he fired a wrister wide of the goal.
Good rush that time, led by Michael Rasmussen, Christian Fischer. Both players move the puck quickly, and Lagesson coming down the left side, just inside the blue line, had a good snapshot from 40 feet.
Now Kopp moves into the high slot. Sticked it to the side of the goal. Swatted away by Soderblom. On the rebound, Rasmussen gets it back in the line of Sider. Chris crosses with his man, Sherratt. Sider puts on the Jets, moves it in front. Here's Fisher, he scores on the doorstep. He was parked off the right side of the Blackhawk goal, deflects it home, and the Red Wings lead 1-0.
Another example, Red Wing defenseman getting involved quick in the offensive zone. They're not afraid to jump up there. That was Moritz Sider. He got to the outside side. His pass went and ricocheted off to Andrew Kopp, and Kopp let it to go. Sort of fanned on a little bit, but it went to Christian Fischer. And from a sharp angle, he cleaned up business, softly putting it across at the goal line. The Red Wings have taken the 1-0 lead, and that has far and away been the best line so far for the Red Wings and head coach Derek Lalonde.
He just tucked it in along the ice. Fisher, it was not a pretty goal, but he was on the doorstep, got his stick on it, and it's 1-0 Detroit.
I remember him days back when he played for Arizona. He played against Detroit. He was always an effective player in those one-on-one battles. Christian Fischer becoming a very important player for the Wings.
Now Lardis making his way in, turns, fires it on goal, and that's sticked away by Lyon as he made a spin move while shooting the puck. Lardis.
Just more good defense that time by Wallander, the Swedish defenseman. Just got great skating ability, moving his feet that time, kept him to the outside side, and that shot was wide by about a foot.
Fisher from Sider and Kopp at the 4:10 mark of the second period, and the Red Wings lead the Blackhawks 1-0. Comper in behind the Chicago goal, checked in along the boards by Austin Strand, the defenseman for the Hawks. Play down the ice, Lagesson will pick it up and gets it over to Tuomisto. Up the right wing boards, Berggren absorbs a hit after dumping that puck from center ice in behind the Chicago net. Allen didn't clear it out. Tuomisto is on the ice there. He shot the puck off a stick, and that one out of play. So Fisher with the goal. We saw Tyler Mott get a goal in Chicago on Wednesday. So look at fourth line players. Red Wings also had 2 goals and 1 assist from their defenseman in that game against Chicago as well.
That's what you want too, get a balanced attack, everybody contributing offensively, and then getting a little bit more offense from your defense without giving up that solid defensive play. But Fisher just continues to grow, his role becoming much more important with the Red Wings. Another face-off won by the Red Wings.
Shot on goal from the left side by Lagesson. He's actually looked good, Lagesson in that Red Wing uniform. Here they come, 2-on-1, broken up though at center ice by Tuomisto. Tried to play it up the wing, and that one ends up in the Detroit players' bench.
You mentioned Tyler Mott, again, 400 games played in the National Hockey League. He's been around. He's played for numerous different NHL teams, but another guy who played his college hockey, University of Michigan. Boy, the Red Wings have a lot of guys that fit that description.
Well, as we move on into the preseason, obviously teams will make some cuts, send players down to Grand Rapids, but still some jobs on the line here, and coaches want to see how these younger players play.
Well, if you've got salary cap space, and again, there'll be lots of players you described, some surprises, some not, that don't get signed, don't make the 23-man roster. They become available, so teams can definitely continue to make themselves better, and I think that's the mindset now of every team in the National Hockey League, and just like the NFL, it's a very strong competitive league.
Some of the problems, too, though, is if you put a player on waivers, maybe he doesn't fit his team, you got to fit him under that salary cap, and that can be an issue sometimes for a new team looking for a new player.
There's so many decisions to make, and again, if you've got some salary cap space, and there's teams like probably 5 or 6 that have notable salary cap space, and they can definitely improve their team before the season starts.
Albert Johansson is a Red Wing blue liner that's been in the organization for a while, and he's trying to make this club as the puck goes into the corner. Johansson not in the lineup. He did play on Wednesday. Wallinder trying to make his way around his man, lost the puck. Rasmussen pinned it along the corner boards. It's chopped by Korchinski to the side of the goal. Swooping after it in the corner. Kopp laid it back on the blue line. Here is a chance, a shot taken, save made. Soderblom, that was from Wallinder, who gets it again. Wallinder throws it over to Kopp, back to Wallinder, in front, tried to go upstairs, and Soderblom made a beautiful save.
Just a great shot by Wallinder on that puck. He and Andrew Kopp moving it back and forth, had a couple of good chances. Good centering pass by Michael Rasmussen, barely broken up by the Blackhawk defense.
It's a quick centering attempt from behind the goal by Rasmussen. 1-0 Detroit. Rasmussen with a blind backhand centering pass from behind the net. Broken up, Hawks dump it down the ice, and now both teams will change on the go. This will be an icing call. That means the players have to stay out there for the Hawks.
And the Red Wing players must make the Blackhawk players must stay out there, but Michael Rasmussen wants that one back. And again, that's the play you got to stay away from. You've got good pressure in the offensive zone. You think you can make that blind backhand pass. You turn that puck over. And again, you get against top end NHL players, they'll make you pay. And quickly it's going the other way, and usually ends up being a scoring chance and maybe a goal.
1-0 Red Wings. Christian Fisher, the goal scorer. That goal by Fisher is a DTE Energy light the lamp goal as well.
Well, the temptation is there again just to try it, to do it. And you just got this feeling you can make that play, but that's what the real great players do. They possess the puck, they hang on to it. If they refuse to give it to you, they make you try and come and take it.
Tarasenko with a centering attempt off the right side of the goal, bottom of the right circle. Berggren tried to go upstairs, but Soderblom, the goaltender, with a save.
He got that shot up, too. He couldn't believe to not get below the crossbar, but Jonathan Berggren's had 3, probably 4 great scoring chances already here in the opening period. He and Tarasenko have developed some chemistry.
Well, the Red Wings have taken a 1-0 lead on the goal by Christian Fisher. 12:36 to go in the second period.
That's a good job by Chicago, but he had some good moments. He made the All-Star team, but that minus 41 number just seems to stand out, and again, he's going to have to get better defensively to be a big factor for the Blackhawks.
The Hawks gave up 279 goals last year, and I think that was the second worst in the National Hockey League behind San Jose.
It's just like Jack Hughes, the New Jersey Devils, just a great offensive player, highly skilled, but again, not good defensively. And as we've been talking about all night till long, that can become a real problem for a team, especially if it's one of your top players.
Center ice, Lagesson will dump it to the side, now into the corner in the Blackhawks zone, scooping it up there. That is Austin Strand. Strand brings it forward, hands it off to Phillips, out to the Red Wing logo at center, bumped it to the Detroit blue line, broken up, and over the line, Lombardi gets it to Cross Hannes, lost an edge, and off balance, gets it into the high slot, and now we've got our first penalty call of the hockey game as the referee, Peter McDougall, comes up with the right hand. Well, let's see who's going to get the gate right here.
Blackhawk player clipped the Red Wing player with a stick. He's on his way down the runway, so he's been cut, so it might be a double minor and a 4-minute power play coming up.
Yep, double minor. Phillips, the guilty party. He's the Blackhawks defenseman.
And that won't make the head coach Luke Richardson happy. Got a scoreless tie going halfway through the hockey game. You're on the road. Actually, it's a wonderful lead for the Red Wings, and now the Wings a chance to extend that lead with a 4-minute power play.
8:32 in case you're keeping score with us at home, and this is our first Red Wings power play of the season. It is brought to you by Carbless, the preferred ready-to-drink cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. Wings were 1 for 3 on the power play on Wednesday against the Hawks. Raymond had the power play goal, and that proved to be the game winner. Wings trying to add to their 1-0 lead. Here is Berggren on the power play with Kopp, Comfer, Tarasenko, and Seider. Tarasenko playing the right point. Berggren, not a Comfer. Tried to center it in front. It's broken up, comes around the boards to Tarasenko. Now to Comfer in the right corner. He's eased in along the boards by Nolan Allen. Wings dig it loose. Tarasenko over to Sider. Left circle feed to Berggren. Berggren down low now to Comfer. Stick handles with a puck, lays it to Jonathan Berggren along the outside rim of the left circle, down low to Kopp. In front, a one-time shot by Kopp, and that's broken up. Wings hold it in momentarily. Now the Hawks come back, and now just driving it, A.J. Spellacy the length of the ice.
Can't move the puck much better than that in the offensive zone. Good work by the Red Wings' first unit in the power play, but good, solid penalty killing, good defense by the Blackhawks. With Sutter quick pass, and the Wings quickly back on the attack.
Here's Nate Danielson. He's out there on the power play now with Snively, Amadeus Lombardi. Wallinder getting some power play time, the Red Wings defender. 1-0 Detroit. Lombardi quickly down the middle over the line. Feed pass right side. Rasmussen to the line. Wallinder over to the left circle. Turns, fires, and it was caught between the goalie pads of Arvid Soderblom, and he will hang on with a couple of Red Wings. One of them, Michael Rasmussen, on the doorstep.
And Matthew Lombardi had a good scoring chance back in the opening period to rob with the Swedish goaltender for the Blackhawks, and good speed that time through the neutral zone, pushing back the defense and opening up some space as the Red Wings had a dangerous rush in the power play.
Lombardi had a great junior career, played here in the Detroit area, and last year he played the entire season with the Grand Rapids Griffins.
And that would be an education for that young center iceman, but again, the Wings are very, very deep organization.
2:39 to go in the double minor penalty to Isaac Phillips. Wings win the face-off, trying to add to their 1-0 lead here in the second. Snively to the middle of the blue line. Wallinder over to the left side. Lombardi, feed pass in front. Danielson tried to rip it across. It's off a stick. And Ludwinski in a penalty-killing role fires it down the ice right to the goaltender, Alex Lyon. 19 shots by the Red Wings in the game, 8 for the Blackhawks. 1-0 Detroit. Wings attacking left to right. Snively. Crisp pass to Danielson over the Blackhawk blue line. Rasmussen bumped it to the blue line. Wallinder got it across now to Lombardi. Feed pass down low off of Chicago, sticking behind the goal. Rasmussen into the corner. Now it's dug loose and played to Wallinder at the right point. William Wallinder gets it over to the right circle. Now gets it again, swings it over. Lombardi turns, fires. Sanford to make that Soderblom with the save, and he will hang on in the goal crease.
A pretty good job penalty killing by the Hawks that time, keeping the Red Wings to be out this side. Lombardi decided to let it to go. Probably not a good shot selection that time. Routine stop for the Blackhawk goaltender, and both teams make changes. Still 1 minute and 53 seconds of power play left in that double minor to the Blackhawks.
This Red Wing power play is brought to you by Carbliss, the preferred ready-to-drink cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. 1-0 Detroit. Blackhawks win the draw, and it's delivered by Austin Strand the length of the ice. Lyon way out of his net in the corner to hand it off to Mo Sider of Detroit.
And two Blackhawks way up the ice. Actually, the first two players down, forcing Alex Lyon a little bit. You don't see that much in a shorthanded situation penalty kill.
Berggren drops it back to Tarasenko to the line. Sider with a blast. Soderblom the save, and the Hawks clear it out to center. Sider now made a good play to knock the puck away as Slaggert tried to make it into the Detroit end.
He just finds a way, that time diving back across the ice and actually put the Blackhawks offside and took away what could have been a 2-on-1 break.
Now Nazar, right circle with a wrist shot, and he got it all towards the front of the goal. Lyon with a glove save, and Lyon will hang on.
He's taking some chances now. Good work for the Blackhawks, a shorthand. That puck maybe a little bit above the crossbar. One of the better saves Alex Lyon made with his glove. He gave no rebound, didn't like what he saw. Thought the Wings weren't probably playing the right way, and that gives Detroit a chance to make a wholesale change.
Frank Nazar, 13th overall pick in the 2022 draft, played at the University of Michigan. He had 48 points in his career at Michigan and 19 goals. One of the things the Red Wings want to work on, too, is not give up those shorthanded goals. The Red Wings gave up quite a few last year.
Yeah, I think they were down the bottom part of the league in that category. I think it was 12 they had given up that season, so last season. So definitely got to work on that area. And again, that's just focusing, concentration, and don't turn that puck over. Don't take chances, even when you're on the power play.
Frank Nazar is going to get a penalty as he cross-checked the Red Wing player from behind in the corner, and now they mix it up a little bit.
Wing's got to stay out of it now. Again, you got a 5-on-3 power play coming up. Just calm down this a second and take the power play, and then you can settle that matter a little bit later on.
This will be a two-man advantage for Detroit for 41 seconds as Nazar is getting the gate.
Not a good penalty, and again, just coming in from behind and knocking down the Red Wing player with a cross-check, and the referee's going to call that in today's game 9 out of 10 times.
It's All about player safety. 11:51, the time of the penalty. So again, another Red Wing power play. This time a two-man advantage. And it's brought to you by Carbliss, the preferred ready-to-drink cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings.
And the Red Wing coaching staff has that top unit ready to go out. That's a dangerous play, and you can easily have the opposing player separate his shoulder.
That was Amadeus Lombardi that Nazar checked from behind. Well, so far the Hawks have weathered the storm on this Red Wing power play. Two-man advantage for a half a minute, and the Wings trying to take advantage to add to their 1-0 lead. We're in the second. Over the blue line, skates Berggren. Stops into the right circle, moves it back in the line to Tarasenko, to Jonathan Berggren again. Berggren now to Tarasenko, Seider to Tarasenko again, playing catch with a puck pass in front in the slot, and Kopp was tied up trying to get the shot away. Seider rolls it down low. That's off the stick of Crevier. Comfort picks it up for Detroit, rolls it down low. Here's a pass in front. Tarasenko scores! He got the feed from Kopp and fires in the power play goal to make it 2-0 Detroit.
Great penalty going out to the Blackhawks in that 5-on-3. Those three players were scrambling around back inside the blue line, putting lots of pressure on the Red Wings, but just could not handle it. They wore down Moritz Seider, a nice good play. He's got it down low to Andrew Kopp, and Kopp quickly back out front to the veteran forward Tarasenko. He rarely misses those kind of chances. He's a proven goal scorer. Wings have a 2-0 lead and still on the power play.
Yo, Paul, that was a 3-on-1 down low after the Red Wings had numbers right out in front of the goal. And a guy like Tarasenko's he's not going to miss that one.
But that's the part about the NHL. The great players won't miss those opportunities. That big defenseman, he really was working hard, did a good job. Then he went too far. He came way out, as you mentioned. All of a sudden, there was no numbers down low. The Red Wings just moved it well, and a quick little centering pass from Andrew Kopp to get Tarasenko the shot in the goal.
And a goal by Tarasenko is another DTE Energy Light the Lamp goal. So that goal by Tarasenko came while Nazar was in the penalty box, so now the Hawks are at full strength. Red Wings lead 2-0 here in the second period.
He's a big, strong, powerful Russian forward at the 40-goal plateau once early in his career. That was back with the St. Louis Blues, but had a good season last year, splitting between Ottawa and the Stanley Cup champs, Florida Panthers.
Yeah, back-to-back 50-point seasons for Tarasenko.
Well, he's a big, strong, power forward, and I think he'll fit in really nicely here in the top two lines for Detroit.
I remember when he broke into the National Hockey League and the Red Wings opened up their season in St. Louis, and he just had a whale of a game. That was his first game in the NHL, and I think he was the number one star in that hockey game for the Blues. Well, he's a Red Wing now, and he gives the Red Wings, Tarasenko, that 2-0 lead. Into the corner, it's batted by Gavin Hayes around the end board. Strand is tied up, worked it to Hayes again. Snively intercepted it momentarily. Hayes moved it across to Isaac Phillips. Lays it out to center ice, and the Hawks bring it ahead over the blue line. Gutman backhands it into the corner. Lucas Reichel to steer that puck around the boards. Comes to the right point to TJ Brody. Now rolled along the right wing boards, broken up by Detroit, and Lagesson to just dump it all the way down the ice. Will it go far enough for the icing? It will, and a faceoff coming up. Circle to the left of Alex Lyon. 6:16 to go, second period. Fisher and Tarasenko have scored for the Red Wings in the middle frame. They lead Chicago 2-0, and the Wings out shooting Chicago 22-10.
You know, we had the pleasure to watch a little bit of the Tiger game in between the intermission and stuff. And, just watching those guys play, it just the selflessness of all the players, like combined at the same time, it's just an amazing thing, and it makes the team such a likable group. But that really is the secret to all teams in all sports, is being selfless, like just giving it all up and not matter who scores the goal, who makes the plays, just winning the game and doing anything you possibly can to help your team do that. And it just starts to build on itself, and that's when the magic starts to happen.
The thing about the Tigers and all good teams is it seems like everybody on the team's contributing in their own special way.
But again, they don't try and do too much and become bigger than the moment itself. Just do what you're supposed to do, get the job done, and just compete fiercely. But you think back to the Red Wings Stanley Cup championship teams, like that's a good description of those groups, and they become such a likable group. Everybody's part of it.
Nazar trying to make the play down low. Now we've got a holding call coming up to Detroit, I believe, and this will be the first power play chance for the Blackhawks.
It'll be a 5-on-4 variety, and that makes the job a little bit easier for the penalty killers. Blackhawks have not had much power play time.
That is Tuomisto heading into the penalty box. He's going into the right penalty box now, and We'll be back with that Chicago power play in a moment. 5:38 to go. We're in the second period. It's 2-0 Red Wings. This is the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network.
Do it like this. Come on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this.
They can use in that situation. Hawks control the draw.
Blackhawks only have 11 shots on Alex Lyon, Red Wing penalty killers. They were 4 for 4 in that game on Wednesday against Chicago. Chicago had the first 4 power plays of that hockey game, and the Red Wings shut them down.
Look at different Michael Rasmussen. You think back when he first came to the NHL, was a high-scoring center iceman, Western Canada Junior Hockey League.
Azar with a feed right out in front.
Great defensive play by Moritz Sutter. Just lifted his stick in the last second. The Blackhawk forward wants a penalty.
Azar with a shot that stopped in front. Big juicy rebound, the high slot cleared away by Kopp the length of the ice.
Like a broken record. It's Moritz Sutter again dropping down and making that block shot with his thigh. He's getting a little bit of lip music from the Blackhawk bench. He steps in the Red Wing bench.
Here's Reichel on the attack in over the Red Wing line, drops it back. Lardis sends it across to Craig Smith along the right wing boards as he sets it up in the Red Wing zone. Pass down low into the corner, scooping it up Lardis. Moves it back on the blue line. Hawks pick it up. Reichel moves it to Lardis. Right circle, a shot off the glove of Lyon in behind the Red Wing goal. Puck to the left side. Nazar falling down, rolls it down low to Lardis in the left corner. He'll stick Cannon with a puck, move it back on the line to Korchinski. Right circle feed. Lardis again. Swept it over to Smith. Tees it up, going down to block it. That is Emil Viro, and now the Red Wings didn't clear it out. It's held in. Finally poked along the far boards. Confer backhands it out to center to clear the zone.
You think about the Red Wings' top 3 center icemen, Dylan Larkin, JT Confer. He's up there right now, and Andrew Kopp, and all 3 can play in the power play, and all 3 can kill penalties.
24 seconds to go in the Chicago power play. It's 2-0 Detroit. Puck steered in behind the goal, falling down Gavin Hayes in behind the Red Wing net, and the Wings will punch it up the left wing all the way down the ice in pursuit TJ Brody.
That was William Lagesson, gave him a little help. He knocked him down behind the net. He's had a strong performance tonight.
Here's Colton Dock up across the line. Lombardi coming back hard to steal the puck, now floated ahead. 2-on-1 developing. Penalty is over. Fisher over the line, moving in, shoots the puck, save made, rebound Lombardi. And it was up in the air. He tried to bat it out of midair, but it was tapped away. And now out to center ice, Sider to shoot it back into the Chicago zone. He and Doc collide right out in front of the penalty box as the Hawks now bring it out to center. Puck trickles into the Detroit zone along the near side. Sider had it tapped away, hustling after it. Slaggert, the man who tapped it away, and then he softened up with a body check from Sider. So Sider playing his first preseason game after a new contract, throwing his weight around as he picks it up again and softly taps it off to the side of Soderblom, the Blackhawk goaltender.
It doesn't matter if the game's in September. It doesn't matter if it's in April. He's going to play the exact same way. Maritza Sider, and definitely the opposing teams do not like it when he's on the ice.
Down to 2:47 to go in the second period. 2-0 lead for Detroit. Kopp feathers it over the Chicago line. Berggren trying to go after it. Now he's pushed to the ice by Phillips. And he went down rather easily there, Berggren, and now the puck is in behind the goal to Austin Strand.
He's had a strong game, though, John Berggren. Could easily have a couple of goals.
Strand setting it up in behind the Blackhawk net. Hawks attacking right to left. They're in the white jerseys, black pants, black numerals, red trim. Now the puck shot into the Detroit zone off the stick of Anderson, and maybe Sherratt, and that one out of play. And behind the Detroit netminder, Alex Lyon. Timeout. 2:16 to play, second period, Friday night hockey. Red Wings 2, Blackhawks nothing. This is...
Come on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this.
Plus 35, and how about the defenseman Quinn Hughes, 92 points for the season in Vancouver, plus 38. He played every game, 82 games. And how about Evan Bouchard, plus 34, 82 points in 81 games. Edmonton Oilers. He had 32 points in the playoffs alone. Evan Bouchard, that's an up-and-coming defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, we talked about Sider throughout the course of this game, especially here in the second period. Boy, he's got a ton of block shots and a lot of big hits as well.
Well, he just does it game after game. He's just relentless. Here's a fast-breaking 2-on-1 Chicago.
Pass across, and it kind of handcuffed the player moving in, A.J. Spellacy. Tuomistu out to center ice, flips it over the Chicago line, and the Blackhawks, Allen, will pick it up and move it ahead. 2-0 Detroit, 1:30 to go in the second period.
It was a mixed-up cross-ice pass, and there was no chance for the player coming down that left side to take that puck. But again, that's what young players do. They get a little bit rattled. Blackhawks have good pressure now behind the Red Wing goal.
Allen gets the feed from Gutman. Long shot, redirected in front, blocked out in front of the goal, and I believe that was Danielson who'll dump it down the ice.
Good job by him coming back in deep and helping out the goaltender and the defenseman. Good play defensively.
Danielson played in 5 preseason games last year with Detroit. Actually looked pretty good. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in those preseason games. Fisher and Tarasenko, the goal scorers for the Red Wings here in the second period. It's 2-0 Detroit. Here's a deflection from right out in front by Colton Dock. The shot came from the left point, and Lyon with the alert save. Lagesson is mixing it up now, back and behind the goal, and now the referee and linesman separate everybody.
That was Kevin Korchinski, and he made a real good play. That was a bouncing puck back in the left point position. He got it through there, and that got deflected down in front, and Alex Lyon just did get the pads together the last second. That's one of the better saves he's made all night long. 23 shots for the Red Wings, and the Blackhawks now have 13.
Radcliffe was in the middle of that altercation back and behind the Detroit goal. He actually played 12 games with the Philadelphia Flyers in his career. He had 4 points in those 12 games. Last season, spent the entire season with the Chicago Wolves. He had 10 points in 66 games played. Now here's Amadeus Lombardi moving it out in front of the goal. Ends up behind the net, tried to feed it out in front. It was broken up, and it comes back to the right point. Linder got it now to Lombardi. Pass left circle, cross Hannes falling down, shot it over the top of the cage.
That's
half a minute to go in the period.
Quick little centering pass for Lombardi. He's probably been involved in 4, maybe 5 scoring chances.
Lombardi again moving in, trying to pull the trigger, had his stick lifted at the last second.
He's relentless in the offensive zone. Another chance for him, just rolled back off his stick.
Ross Hannes lost his stick. Now it goes to him in the corner. Picked it up, sends it out in front. A bouncing puck away from Lombardi. Comes back on the blue line, held in. Wings turned it over, though, as it comes out to center ice. Good back check right there by Cross Hannes to knock the Blackhawk player off the puck. Now there's an injured player right down below us at the blue line. Nick Lardis, I think he got clipped with a high stick, and the play is stopped as the second period comes to a close. Sticks get up a little bit. Radcliffe is yapping at one.
on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. Come on, everybody, don't stop, don't quit. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this.
Teams had 41 wins in a single season, 1 year with the Edmonton Oilers, and he's been an all-star representative in the Western Conference at 2 of the last 3 seasons.
What I really like about him, you look at his career save percentage, it's at .914, so he's been around a long time. He's got a good save percentage. Here's Fisher in over the blue line, pass across, and in a one-time effort, Kopp looking for his third point of the game was tied up by the Chicago defense.
Well, just another great play by Christian Fisher. Easing the Red Wings better forwards. This line has been outstanding and causing lots of problems again for the Blackhawks.
Lagesson with a shot that deflected off of Chicago, sticking out a play in behind the netminder Soderblom, and he's going to go the whole game for the Blackhawks, the goaltender for Chicago.
And again, they improved their goaltending. Laurent Brossoit, they got him from the Winnipeg Jets by the Winnipeg Jet team. Another guy was on that plus-minus list I didn't get to. Want to mention now, Josh Morrissey for the Winnipeg Jets. He was plus 34 in the season. Nobody talks about this guy, but a very underrated defender for the Winnipeg Jets. And his other team has seemed to lose players. Connor Hellebuck wasn't that good in the playoffs. Won the trophies of the league's best goaltender last year, but that Winnipeg Jet team just finds ways to win games.
Pass over to Comfer, who was standing in the left circle, broken up off a stick. Tarasenko behind the Blackhawk goal. Moves to Daylight in the corner, rifled it to Seider, sends it across to Sherrod, who'll chop it off a stick and into the corner for Berggren. Jonathan Berggren into the corner to Seider. He shoots a puck. Slapper from long range, that one off a stick and wide of the goal. Greg Smith for the Hawks dumps it around the boards to Nolan Allen. Dumped it out to center ice, reaching for Tarasenko, and now he'll just bring it back into the Red Wings zone. Both teams are changing on the go. Wings were off the scoreboard in the opening period, scored twice in that second, have the 2-0 lead. Fresh sheet of ice here at Little Caesars Arena. The Red Wings are attacking right to left. Now Wallinder got it out to center. That's off the stick of Lombardi and way down the ice. Icing is called against the Detroit Red Wings.
Here are my most improved teams in each conference so far this season. Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference. I've got them 1. I've got Tampa Bay 2. Getting Ryan McDonough back from Nashville. That's going to help Jake Gunsel. New Jersey, much stronger back in the blue line. Way better in the goal. Got a new head coach in Sheldon Keefe. And then I've got the Washington Capitals. They had 6 different players, including 2 defensemen. Capitals a much improved team in that Eastern Conference.
2 years ago, the Devils went on that run where they won like 13 or 14 straight games and never looked back, made the playoffs. Last year, they didn't make the postseason.
Well, again, just not strong defensively and just terrible in goal. I think he had 5 different goaltenders played net last year for New Jersey. Made a coaching change. Sheldon Keefe, the former Maple Leaf head coach, now back in behind that bench, but they are vastly improved New Jersey.
We'll see those Devils here in Detroit late in the month of October. Puck sent right out in front of the Red Wing goal, cleared aside, held in at the line, shot taken by Strand, wide of the short side of the goal.
What a save by Cam Talbot. That shot missed the net, came back off the end boards. The forward from Chicago let it go. It's going in and slid back across his knee and robbed the Blackhawks of a goal. What a save by Talbot.
Austin Strand moves it out to center ice. Hawks in over the line. Here is Doc with a shot, and that one's over the top of the Red Wing goal. Puck held in by Korchinski, and now it's to the middle of the blue line. Quick snapper out in front. Save made, Talbot, and he will hang on to it. Top of the goal crease in the end to our right.
Big good goaltending like that to cover lots of a net. Made 3 good saves on that shift and a good start to his Red Wing career for the veteran Cam Talbot.
Cam Talbot's a native of Caledonia, Ontario, 6'4", 200 pounds, so he's another one of those big, tall goaltenders. But he first played hockey in 2004 to 2007. He played for a team called the Hamilton Red Wings.
Nice.
And back in the day, that used to be the farm team for
That's
the Red
not
Wings.
when he was playing. Cam's a little bit too young for that, but definitely that was my favorite team as a kid growing up. That good save by Talbot, a quick little centering pass, and boy, the Hawks have woken up offensively.
Zach Sanford was right out in front of the goal, got the shot away, and Talbot made the save.
That's exactly what the Red Wings are looking for. What a start for Cam Talbot.
Up the right side, skates cross Hannes, dodges a check and then rolls it in behind the goal, and he took down Zach Sanford, and the play continues now back across the Red Wing line. Lagesson will pick it up. William Lagesson up the left side across Hannes, and he'll dump it down in behind the Chicago goal. Out to center ice, here come the Hawks in over the blue line. Seider with a check on his man, kicked the puck away from the oncoming Lucas Reichel.
Isn't it amazing the way he just kept the Blackhawk, the forwards, the stick moving and not let him play that puck without picking up a minor penalty. Good defensive job that time again by Moritz.
Yeah, not only did he tie up the Blackhawk player, but he kicked the puck away from him, and there was no scoring chance. Reichel out at center ice, picks it up again, bowled over by Seider. And now up across the line skates Kopp. 2 points in the hockey game. Both assists. He'll move it in behind the Chicago goal.
For him not to be on the TSN, that's the sports network up in Toronto, have their top 50 list, the top 50 players of National Hockey year after year. They just announced that he was not on the list. In fact, no Red Wings on that list. That is criminal. He's not on that list.
Absolutely. The way he's playing, he has never missed a game since coming into the National Hockey League. Rasmussen in behind the Blackhawk goal, dumped it back in the right point. Sider hustles to hold it in, swings it across, left point Sherratt into the high slot. Rasmussen turns and fires, and that hit Fisher, who was parked right out in front of the Blackhawk goaltender Soderblom.
It's a great five-player combination for the Red Wings. You've got Sider and Sherratt back of blue line. Big hit by Michael Rasmussen.
Boy, did he lay into the Chicago defenseman Louis Crevier. Crevier's no small customer. He's 6'8". Here comes Sherratt in over the blue line. Now muscled off the puck by Crevier again as he goes after the puck in the corner and finally pitched out to center ice, knocked down the high stick of Sherratt, nullified as it's scooped up and played by A.J. Spellacy in front of the Detroit players bench. Jonathan Berggren scoops it ahead out of the Detroit zone. Wallinder dropping it back to the trailer. Emil Viro. Viro up the right side now as the puck is driven by Tarasenko in behind the Chicago goal. 2-0 lead for the Red Wings, almost 5 minutes into the third period.
You got to give Jonathan Berggren credit again. He's battling for a roster spot. He's just such a good offensive player. Just makes lots of good plays in the offensive zone.
Linder trying to play it out in front. It skips into the corner. Tarasenko bumped it along the boards. A.J. Spellacy lifts it out to the Detroit blue line. Emil Viro to pick it up and backhand it out to the center ice circle. Off the bench on a change. Hustling after it is Phillips. Got it into the Red Wings zone, but the Wings control.
Jonathan Berggren came back with solid back check, and that's the Wings need more of that from him and better defensive play.
24 shots by the Red Wings, 17 for the Blackhawks, 2-0 Detroit. Both goals coming in the second period. Fisher from Sider and Kopp at 4:10. Tarasenko power play from Kopp and Comfort, 12:32. William Wallinder along the left boards, didn't clear it out. It's stolen. Now here is Hayes, tripped up, but rolls into the corner. Chason dumped it around the boards for Detroit. Wallinder got it back to Danielson. Danielson marches out the center, now to the trailer. Chason over the line to Snively. Shoots the puck, and that one sails over the crossbar. The Blackhawk player got a piece of it with a stick, and the Hawks bring it ahead. Out to center ice. Throwing his weight around Colton Dock. He bumped his man, and now the Hawks will regroup as Detroit's changing on the go.
Snively played 3 games last year for the Washington Capitals. He just missed that top corner. That puck's about 3 inches lower. He gets his first goal in a Red Wing uniform.
Not a bad skater. As we mentioned, Paul, we saw him in Washington a couple of times. The puck along the boards. Danielson worked it ahead, and now it's sent across to William Lagesson.
Alexander Ovechkin, the Washington captain, starts the season 41 goals behind Wayne Gretzky, the most goals scored ever by an NHL player. We'll see if he hits that number this season.
Radcliffe dumped it around the boards. Off the bench, Sider popped it into the right circle, and Sider holds it in again. Boy, Sider's been all over the ice as he muscles that puck around the boards now to the corner. T.J. Brody now gets the return feed, knocked away by Rasmussen to Lombardi. Lombardi in the slot. Here's a chance. Soderblom the save. It's loose behind him, and he falls on top of the puck. Good scoring chance for Detroit.
And somehow he made that second save. Michael Rasmussen pushing on that puck. He's actually turned around backwards, actually facing back towards the glass. Somehow made the save. He's made some big stops, and Michael Rasmussen just did miss getting the third Red Wing goal of the night.
So we've got a pause in the action. 12:55 to play. We're in the third period. 2-0 Detroit. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. When people contact us, they always ask, is this call and consultation really free? The answer has always been yes, it's free for over 50 years. It's
Paso is taking on that group.
From the face-off, Sider slap shot blocked. Rebound comes out to center ice. Hustling back to pick it up in the neutral zone. Sider again. And for all of you leaving Comerica Park and listening to our broadcast, it's 2-0 Detroit. We're in the third, 12:42 to go. Rasmussen in over the blue line. Cuts wide into the corner. Knocked off the puck by Nolan, the defenseman for Chicago, up the right side. It's Spellacy to dump it into the corner off the stick of Talbot. And the Wings will pick it up along the right side. Rasmussen now to Kopp, who flinged it out to center ice. Right back Strand in over the Red Wing blue line. Right wing boards, drops it back. Spellacy, it was in his skates. Quickly out to center is Fisher. And he opened the scoring back in the second period. He dumps it in Detroit, and Chicago will change on the go.
It's been a great five-man unit. That's with Andrew Kopp and with Michael Rasmussen's outstanding. Christian Fisher, he scored a goal. And those two defensemen, Ben Sherratt and Moritz Sider. We've mentioned Sider's name often so far tonight.
Puck comes out to center ice. Austin Strand to fire it into the Detroit zone. Got it to Berggren, checked in along the boards, and now T.J. Brody dumping it back in behind the Red Wing goal. Brody played a little bit of his career with the Calgary Flames.
This is what his best days were. He finished up the play last year for Toronto. Comes John Trent Berggren.
Berggren tried to saucer it over to Tarasenko, and that's blocked by the defender, Louis Crevier.
That's called respect. We got a veteran player like Tarasenko, a quality NHL player. You try and get that puck to him for the scoring chance. Could easily shot that puck himself, Berggren down the left side.
Nick Lardis played it around the boards in the Red Wing zone, over skating at Berggren. Now in the second effort, dumped it in front of the penalty box. Crevier tapped it ahead. Now feed pass broken up, coming back. Berggren to knock it away from a defender, and now it's lifted by Tuo Misto along the far circle. It's along the boards in the Red Wing zone. 11:05 to go, third period, 2-0 Detroit. Lagesson belted by Doc, who's been throwing his weight around throughout the course of this game. Doc, and I believe he's going to get a penalty right here.
He's far more aggressive than his older brother, Kirby Doc. Doc missed the Hall last year because of an injury. It was really strange when the Blackhawks actually traded him away to the Montreal Canadiens, but he's coming back this year, Kirby Doc. He's healthy, and of course they signed Patrick Laine. That might be good for at least 50 more goals for the Montreal Canadiens. That'll give them a chance to make the playoffs as well.
Calling this kneeing to Doc, and he's in the penalty box at the 9-minute mark of this third period.
Yeah, it's a dangerous play, and you can't stick your leg out like that. You can definitely blow someone's knee out. They're done for the season. It's not a smart play of that young forward.
Red Wing Power Play coming up is brought to you by Carbless, the preferred ready-to-drink cocktail of your Detroit Red Wings. Wings have one power play goal. It was scored by Tarasenko in the second period. Rasmussen, Lombardi up front with Danielson. You've got Snively on the right point and William Wallinder on the left.
He'll definitely help that power play position. Again, Tarasenko, he's got such a heavy shot. You've got to respect that. That was almost a clear-cut breakaway by Chicago. They just did miss that puck at the blue line to get it past the Red Wing defenseman. It's a clear-cut breakaway.
Rasmussen into the corner. Referee in the middle of the pile, and that allows the Hawks to pick it up and fire it all the way down the ice.
That's William Wallander. He's had a strong hockey game here tonight.
Wings break onto their own zone, attacking right to left. Lombardi dropping it back to Snively, and he'll hammer it in behind the Blackhawk goal. Took a funny bounce, got away from the goaltender Soderblom, but the Hawks will play it off the boards out to center. Red Wings regroup. Lombardi in front of the penalty box. Stick handles his way over the Blackhawk line, lost the handle of it. Hawks didn't clear it out. Danielson throws it over. Wallinder with a shot. A stick save right there by Soderblom. I think he caught it with the shaft of his stick right there. Now Rasmussen from the slot with a wrister from right out in front. Soderblom the save, and the Hawks clear it out of harm's way all the way down the ice.
Remember Michael Rasmussen came from junior, still had junior eligibility and played for the Red Wings that 1 year, and he was so good in the power play. They put him down in front of the net, and he was such a great offensive player, but the defensive side wasn't good at all. He has totally changed himself, and now he's a very, very capable defensive player.
Almost reinvented himself, and really good on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
As Sider sets it up now. Red Wings with a man advantage for 45 seconds.
And see, that's you and I talked about before the game, and that's what some of these young guys have to do, is you have to sometimes change your role as a player, become someone different, someone that can help the team in a different capacity.
The thing about Rasmussen, he does have the size. He's a big forward. As the puck is held in at the line, Tarasenko trying to go upstairs. He snapped the shot, top of the left circle, gloved off by Arvid Soderblom.
He's one of those few guys who can still score from longer range. Vladimir Tarasenko had a goal back in the second period, but he's had a good first game for the Red Wings.
Fans will be on the air again tomorrow as the Pittsburgh Penguins come into Hockey Town, and we'll be on the air at 6:45. Hope you can join us, Red Wings and the Penguins. And the Penguins will be the opponent for the Red Wings in the season opener on October the 10th.
They've added 3 different players. Anthony Beauvillier's in that team. Kevin Hayes, they've got on that team. And again, they're sort of tied by the salary cap. They've got some older players. They make lots of money, so it makes it more challenging for Kyle Dubas.
Top steals, moves it over, right circle into the corner for Berggren. Now to Comfer, he'll lay it around the boards to Tarasenko. 10 seconds to go in the Red Wing power play. 2-0 Detroit. Tarasenko feed over to Berggren. Right circle to Tarasenko. Down low it comes. Comfer with a cross-crease pass intended for Kopp. Off his stick to the far boards. Penalty is over. Berggren down low. Now moving it out in front. A quick chance by Kopp from in close off the right goal post. Save made Soderblom, and he will hang on to it with a glove hand. So the Hawks kill off the Red Wing power play. The Red Wings a little bit dangerous off to the side of the goal that time.
They got 3 goalies as well, and Elmer Soderblom's the third one right now. They're saying for the game he needs a strong game. He's given them that strong game. Without his goaltending, the Wings could easily have scored another 3 or 4 goals.
Timeout, 8:50 to go. Third period here in Detroit. Red Wings 2, Blackhawks nothing. This is the Detroit Red Wings Radio Network.
It's a great time of year. You got the baseball playoffs coming up. You got the NFL going in again, hockey starting up, basketball soon as well. But great time of year and high expectations for this Red Wing team.
Fisher and Tarasenko, the goal scorers for Detroit. The puck batted back into the Chicago zone, and scooping it up right there, that is Gutman. Pass out to center ice and deflected by Gavin Hayes across the Red Wing blue line. Doc will pick it up for the Hawks, and he is bothered along the near side by Snively. Scooped up by Sherratt, and he'll bang it out to center ice, knocking it down. Gutman at the Red Wing logo, strides over the blue line, down the middle, shoots the puck, and that's off the leg of Sherratt, and he's feeling that one. Doc sends a backhand to the left point. Korchinski holds it in, drills it to Doc around the boards into the right corner now on the Red Wing end. 2-0 Detroit. Danielson sidesteps a check to get it behind his own goal to Tuomisto.
Cam Talbot made about 3 or 4 good saves right off the bat. The opening shift this third period, the score was still 2-0 at that point. That's definitely helped his team maintain that lead.
31 shots by the Red Wings, 17 for the Blackhawks. Korchinski, cross-ice feed over the line. Lardis making his way down into the right corner. Steers it around the boards, and after it is Chason. And a stick lifted from behind by a hard-working Craig Smith along the left wing boards. Now it's Danielson stealing in that right circle in his own end. Got it out to Chason at center. He is checked by Korchinski in front of the Red Wing bench.
Lots of rookies in the lineup again for Luka Richardson, but they made some adjustments in between period and playing better now, much more aggressive here in the third period.
Snively finding some daylight, twisting and turning in the Red Wing zone. Got it to Andrew Kopp. He'll dump it into the Blackhawk zone. Lardis will send it across. Reichel deflects that puck into the Red Wing zone, and that one's out of play into the protective netting.
See that smart play by Andrew Kopp right there along the side of the boards. It's not even made a good play, got up the Kopp, but again, instead of going through the middle of the ice, 2-0 lead in the third to Perret, just bounce it calmly off the boards and keep it to the outside and let the other team come to you.
Well, time to select our hardest working player, which is brought to you by Carhartt, proud to support Detroit Red Wing hockey and all the hardworking people who make it possible.
I've got 3 guys on my list. I got Moritz Sutter definitely back on that blue line. He has just been outstanding in just so many different ways. Physical all night long, stayed out of the penalty box. He and Sherrod have been good. And then I think Christian Fischer. In fact, I'll give it to that third line. Fischer, Rasmussen, and Andrew Kopp. All 3 of those guys have been great all night long.
Kopp's got a couple of assists in this hockey game, assisting on both the Fischer and Tarasenko goal. Kopp again with an opportunity, and he fired that one over the top of the Chicago net. Rasmussen to the blue line. William Lagesson centered it out in front. And now it's A.J. Spellacy out to center to dump it into the Detroit end. Alex Lyon played 2 periods. He stopped 13 Chicago shots. Cam Talbot made a couple of good saves early on. He is in goal for Detroit here in the third. Comfer into the Chicago zone, centered it. Broken up by Paul Ledzinski, and it comes away to the right side of the ice, and now it's Crevier to dump it to the Detroit line.
Talbot did a good job that time. The Blackhawks had a good forechecking situation. They were coming in on him. He quickly moved the puck right to the defenseman, kept the flow going for Detroit, and the Wings easily came out of their own zone.
5:50 to go, third period, 2-0 Detroit. Crevier with a slap shot from the right point. That one off a stick and wide of the target. Now the puck is sticked in behind the Red Wing goal. Wings tap it up the near side. Comfer lost the handle of it after losing an edge. Joey Anderson deflects it out to center. Crevier got it over on the left side, and now the Hawks will dump it into the corner, and they make a change on the go. Ben Sherratt steers it out to center. Berggren steers it to the side of the net. Soderblom tapped it up the right wing boards. Here come the Hawks quickly. Gutman out to center ice. Checked in front of the penalty box, but manages to roll it into the right corner in the Detroit end. Now it's stolen by Radcliffe, the Red Wing player, and he'll dump it down into the Chicago zone. Kevin Korchinski on his horse to pick it up in pursuit, trying to knock that puck away. His Cross Hannes got it loose. Here's Lombardi with a feed in front to Radcliffe, and at the last second knocked away by Korchinski in front of the goal. Emil Viro, Red Wing defender, throws it into the corner. He's trying to make something happening right there as it's 4:48 to go in the third period. Korchinski laid it up the left wing boards, chopped up the right side by Gavin Hayes. This one goes down the ice into the Red Wing zone, and icing is called against Chicago.
Here's my top 5 teams right now as we get the preseason going in the Western Conference. Of course, that can change in the course of the season. Dallas Stars, number 1. Edmonton, number 2. They were number 1. They lost a couple of players to St. Louis because of an offer sheet. Then you got the Vancouver Canucks. Thatcher Demko didn't play in the playoffs last year. Can you imagine if he'd have played against Edmonton? Maybe to win that series in 7 games. Nashville, much improved. And Colorado 5, only though if the injured players come back. And Gabriel Landeskog, the captain's been rumored, has been out for 2 years. He might come back. Valerie Nichushkin's had personal problems. He might be able to play if they can get those 2 guys back in that lineup. There's one more, I think, Arturi Lehkonen as well. Watch out for Colorado. LA Kings were on that list, but they lost Drew Doughty. Cam Talbot played for him last year. Doughty's going to be out for a couple of months with a fractured ankle.
Well, 2 years ago, I picked Carolina to win the Cup. They didn't do it. Last year, I picked Dallas. They got knocked out in the third round, and still trying to figure out who might win the Stanley Cup this year.
Well, it's not going to be easy to pick. There's just so many teams that are really competitive.
2-0 Detroit, 4:05 to go, third period. Wings trying to make it 2 in a row against the Blackhawks. Wings beat the Hawks 4-2 in Chicago on Wednesday, and now Rasmussen to dump it in and make a quick change on the go. Up the right side, Strand lays it to the Detroit line. Nazar put on the brakes, lost the handle of it. Christian Fischer scoops it up calmly, makes his way into the corner, hands it off to Sherratt, dumping it ahead, and Kopp will pick it up, feather it out to center ice. Slaggert now will pick it up, and he will dump it to the side, and now scooping it up, playing it out to center. That's Isaac Phillips. To Smith, lost the handle of it, rolled off his stick in the Red Wing zone. Quickly, Fischer and Rasmussen back the other way. Rasmussen dumping it down low into the corner, but coming to steal is Crevier to play it away from an oncoming Andrew Kopp. Hawks dump it ahead to center. Here they come. 2-on-1 over the line. Slaggert with a feed in front and trying to score. 2 chances right there.
3.
And Talbot made the save. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great opportunity for the Hawks right there. Spellacy had an opportunity, and good saves by Cam Talbot.
It was a great play by the Blackhawks. Forced a soft pass, got back in behind, didn't get a whole lot of it, but again, Cam Talbot followed it well, bounced off his pad. The second Blackhawk player shot at it. The third one touched it again, actually came back underneath the body of Cam Talbot. And a couple of Red Wing defenders there to help out their goaltender, but a good sequence of saves for the veteran goaltender Cam Talbot. What a start to his Red Wing career.
Well, we got a timeout, 3:04 to go in regulation. Red Wings 2, Blackhawks nothing. This is your home for Detroit Red Wings hockey.
You just slept.
By Cam Talbot, the Red Wing netminder.
And the Blackhawks have pulled their goaltender here, but time running out in the third period, down a couple of goals, just 2:50 left in regulation. 6 attackers on the ice now for Luka Richardson and Chicago. Quickly here they come to the neutral zone.
Korchinski hammers it into the Red Wing zone. Sherratt got it ahead to Tarasenko, didn't clear it out. Now falling down to the ice, second effort, just swept it out of harm's way out to the Chicago line. Chicago trying to get back into this one. They've got the goaltender pulled with 2.5 to go. 2-0 Detroit. Korchinski ahead to Nazar in over the blue line. Swept it over to the left side of the ice. Smith now to Korchinski over on the right side. Lardis hanging onto the puck. To Korchinski, left side. Smith with a slap shot and kind of handcuffed Talbot, who closed the pads to make the save.
And that forward line of the Wings, not that sound defensively. That was JT Comp out there. He's a pretty good defensive player, but not a good play by Jonathan Berggren. Overcommitted that time. Left the defenseman open. That shot sailed all the way through, and another good save by Cam Talbot. He's been the Red Wings' best player here in the third period.
Red Wings have not scored a goal here in the third period. When they do, it will be a DTE Energy light the lamp goal. Down to 2:13 to play. Face-off won by the Hawks in the Red Wing zone. It goes into the corner. William Lagesson dug it off the boards for Detroit. Retreats in behind his own goal. Shoots it all the way down the ice towards the empty net. This is about 30 feet wide. And icing called against the Detroit Red Wings with exactly 2 minutes to play.
And the Red Wing coaching staff using all the players on the bench. And again, it's the third line out there right there now in a critical situation. You can always put that Andrew Kopp line back out there, will settle things down, but it's good to see how these players handle this pressure situation in the preseason game.
Cole Gutman in for the face-off against Nate Danielson. Hawks win the draw. Korchinski skates middle the blue line, sweeps it over on the left side of the ice for Frank Nazar. Now to Gutman, to Korchinski, back to Gutman. Along the left wing to Korchinski, to Gutman, they're playing catch with it. Down low, left side, Nazar shoots the puck. A quick snapper, Talbot with a leg save. Rebound picked up by Detroit, and now comes out to center. Here's Snively with the open net. Sweeps it out in front, but it was too far in front of Danielson. If he controls that pass, he scores the empty net goal.
He made all the right moves, just a little bit too hard, a little bit too far out in front by Joe Snively, and boy, that must have been an awful frustrating shift right there for Danielson.
Now it's intercepted. Danielson again shoots it out to the Chicago blue line. Late coming back, Brody to intercept. Now he'll lay it over the line to Nick Lardis. Lardis skates into the right circle, minute 10 to go in the game, 2-0 Detroit. Lardis outside rim of the right circle to the blue line. Brody to Lardis again. Wings forcing him to the outside. Lardis sweeps it down right circle in the slot. One-time shot by Gavin Hayes, blocked out in front. Minute to go. Back on the blue line, right side. Here's a slap shot by Reichel on target. Cam Talbot the save, and the Red Wing fans giving the Red Wing netminder a nice round of applause.
He's a big, good goaltender, and again, lets that puck sail all the way through, and he's done a real good job of controlling those rebounds. There are very few rebounds here in the third period. Now the Red Wings just 50.8 seconds away from a shutout in their second preseason game.
Critical face-off coming up in the Detroit zone to the left of Cam Talbot, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card.
Darcy Kemper replaced Cam Talbot in L.A. Kings are looking for big things from him.
Doc with a shot. It's blocked by the Red Wing blue line core. Comes back on the blue line. Floated down low. Lombardi quick pivot to pick it up. Bank it off the boards onto the Blackhawk line. Brody scooping it up to skate away from an oncoming Michael Rasmussen. Colton Dock now brings it out to center ice. 28 seconds to go in the game. 2-0 Detroit. Wings intercept. Wallinder to tap it up the left wing into the Chicago zone. Brody back after it. TJ Brody chopped it out to the Detroit blue line. Bouncing puck. Scooped over to the left side of the ice. Fisher will intercept. And now Lombardi just lost an edge as he was racing out to center ice to get the pass. Now it goes to Brody. He'll tap it out to center. Wallinder flips it ahead. A bouncing puck at the center ice red stripe. There goes the horn. And the game is over. Detroit Red Wings get 2 goals in the second period from Fisher and Tarasenko, and the final score, Red Wings 2, Blackhawks nothing. Red Wings 2-0 now in the preseason.
And we saw a little bit of everything from that Red Wing team. Had some solid defense throughout this contest against the second unit from Chicago Blackhawks. The thing that stands out to me probably the most is the great defensive play. Sutter had a big night. That Andrew Kopp line, he wasn't out there for that last shift. I'm not sure if they're just trying to maybe give Amadius Lombardi a chance in a pressure-filled situation, see how he reacts with Rasmussen and Christian Fisher. But the goaltending solid. Alex Lyon through 40 minutes, but Cam Talbot just sensational in that third period. And the Blackhawks really did play their best hockey and could easily have scored a couple of goals.
Fisher and Tarasenko, the goal scorers in the second period.